It's early March and we're finally starting to see some deer on the block. As they say, all good things come to those who wait. And in the last week of March, we finally saw some stags on the wallow. But first, just like in 2023 and 2024, we had to deal with the rain. It's pretty humid, but the wind's in my favour and I've moved to the far western side of the block. I can hear roaring up on that hill up there, but unfortunately I can't get up on that hill. I don't know if you can see it, but the breeze is quite stiff. So I'm going to spend the next few hours heading that way. But I'd like to see if I can lay eyes on that red up there. It's not roaring at the moment, but every 5 minutes or so he goes off. But as I said, I think he's on the other side of the wire. Just starting to head into the Gully Country. I'm going to head up and to the right because the boundary line separates these two paddocks, and that particular boundary line gets pretty sketchy, so it's no use trying to get up there because you'll make more noise and scare more game than you will find game. So I'm going to cut a little bit to the right, try and get a panoramic of both paddocks and see if I can get eyes on that roaring red up there on the hill. It's hard going and it's really humid, and I know you can hear the bellbirds, but I've got a red roaring, and that's the number 2. So we've got one most definitely on the other side of the wire, and now he's being answered by another one up here, which might be on the right side of the wire. We've played around with the audio a little bit to try and bring up the sound of the roaring reds. We're going to go investigate number 2. Okay, I'm having my first break for the morning. So I've come up the first gully system, and now if you think this gully runs east-west, so you walk up into it, the remaining gullies now run north-south, so I'm going to cross them. And it does sound like there's a red stag just up near the boundary line, but he sounds a lot closer than those two over there. I expect some rain's coming in. There's a jet going overhead. I'm just going to go up to where I can go on the boundary line and see if I can get a bearing on where this other stag is. If not, I'll backtrack a little because the wind will allow me to backtrack a little, and then make my crossing over of the various gullies that are in front of me. We just had a close roar, or the closest so far this morning. He's only a couple of 100 metres away at the most. Just don't know where. So I've moved down a little bit, see if I can open up my view. Don't want to go down too far because he'll be above me. And I never like hunting deer from below. So we'll just sit here and see what happens. I think we've got too close. That one that's been up here has come down because there's another one just in here, and now they're roaring at each other, and that one that I could hear some distance away is staying away, so I've got like a three-way conversation just a few 100 metres away at the moment. You must have heard that. Just spotted my first stag. I'm going to try. I've got the big camera in the bag. I'm going to get it out here, see if we can get some footage. It's about 200. It's the hind. I can hear the stag, but I can see the hind. The hind is looking up at the jet. We didn't realise at the time, but the trail camera on the wallow was still recording. If you look to the centre of the image, you'll see that wallow that's been producing deer since early March. Pay attention to the bottom right of the image. You'll see the hind run from the shot. Okay, so I'm going to break up that deer and pack it out of here. However, weather's turning pretty crap pretty quick. So I'm not going to film it. I'm going to set up my gear under the tarp. So get everything under there that I don't mind getting wet, which is everything but me. Set it up there. If this rain comes over, I'll flip it over, put on my rain coat, get under there with it, ride this out. At least with the rain, I won't have to rush as much because it'll help keep him cool. In fact, if I open him up and I get a bit of rain on it, it might take the heat right out of it. So it might work in my favour, but it took me an hour and a half to get here, slow walking. It's going to take me about half an hour fast march, so I've got to get to work. Wow. One red deer, head still here, I've got to come back for that. Oh well, here we go. Holy smokes, this is heavy. But the road is just there, almost there.